Okay, Crazy Chef Productions and all that. Today, it's winter, so we're going to do a nice winter vegetable soup, but this is basically aimed around beans and lentils. Key constituents are, I've got cannellini beans, which are white beans, red kidney beans, I've got onions, carrots, red pepper, tomato puree, and I'm adding yellow split peas, pearl barley, and red lentils now. And I've got some stock cubes, some of my favourite spices, but the recipe actually includes a bit of curry, a bit of paprika, a bit of cumin, but I add my favourite, a few chilli flakes, oregano, lemon, laurel leaves, bay leaves, not laurel leaves, they look like laurel leaves, but the bay leaves, bit of ginger, maybe a bit of turmeric. Now, I use what I've got available for this winter soup. Now, you may want to just use carrots, onions, some beans, but because I have pearl barley, I have split yellow peas, I've got red lentils, I'm going to use them. There'll probably just be a handful. There's no gauge of grams. I just do all this by eye, I suppose, or just by experience. So just have fun, make yourself a lovely black bean or bean and lentil soup, vegetable soup, and just use what bits and pieces you've got. I'm all set. I've chopped my bell pepper up. I've chopped my onions up, my white and red onions. I've chopped my carrots up. I've got garlic ready to crush and put into the soup. I've even found a little bit of cauliflower. I'm going to use that up. So whatever you've got over in your fridge, do not waste it. And I've made my stock cubes, I've made into just a litre, or just a little bit over a litre of water. So that's 3 stock cubes made up to a litre of hot water. I'll probably add some more water as I go on, but that's the start off. So what I'm going to do to start, I'll put the camera down on the hob so you can see me. I'm going to saute or soften the carrots, onions, peppers in some olive oil. Now, it's extra virgin olive oil. You've got to be very careful. Do not overheat it because it's got a low smoke point and it's not very good to overheat low smoke point oils anyway. Okay, so I will put the extractor fan on very low so you'll hear that in the background. I'm now going to heat my fairly large, it's about a 2.5 litre container. Steel, it's a thick bottom steel saucepan, whatever you want to call it. Sizzling away. So I've got my olive oil, my onions, carrots, pepper. I haven't put the cauliflower in as it's very soft. I'll probably stick that in at the end. You can have kale if you want a bit of kale in the end. This is almost similar to minestrone, but basically it's a vegetable soup made of beans and lentils. I've strained I've got a tin of red kidney beans, some haricot beans, and I've strained them and washed them, so that's ready to go in. Now, as it's tinned, you don't need to pre-soak them, and if you bought raw kidney beans, you'd have to soak them overnight, otherwise you could get into trouble. I'm now going to put some crushed garlic in. Now, I crush my garlic separately and I let it sit for 10 minutes so the allicin and all the nutrients can develop and mature. I'm just going to put that in now. Now I'm going to add some tomato puree, probably I would say a tablespoon or 1 or 2 large cheese. But tomato puree and the spices, so that's, you can always add more at the end, so that's fine. I tend to buy it in tubes because I can keep the air out and I can keep it rather than in jars, sometimes it gets mouldy. Okay, I'm going to put that in. Turn it down. I'm on a fairly low, well, not on, yeah, slightly low heat at the moment. Right, now I'm now going to add the, okay, I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of paprika, and I'll be careful, I won't do it over there in case I can't stick the spoon in the jar. Okay, paprika. Half a teaspoon of curry powder. This again, this is all to taste, but I on the safe side, half a teaspoon of curry powder. Ground cumin, where's my cumin? Half a teaspoon of ground cumin. I've got organic ground cumin, I got especially for it, so it's out of stock. And some chili flakes. Chili flakes and ground black pepper, and out here it's over here. Ground black pepper and some salt, ideally sea salt. What is it? I think this is Himalayan salt. Anyway, sea salt. That's all sodium chloride. That's quite know what the difference is, but anyway. Right. Just going to let that stir it for a couple of minutes. This will be a rather chunky soup. I'm not going to blend it or anything like that, but sometimes if you like to, you can always blend it. Right, and that's nice and soft and sticky now. So now I'm going to put my beans in and put the vegetable stock in. This is just over a litre. That's just gone over covering the beans and the carrots and all the rest of it. So it's just covering it. If I want to thicken it up, I can add some flour to it later, which I'll mix with a bit of water so it won't get lumpy. So now I'm going to, before I do that, I'm going to add some lentils. I just say aim it if you get it in the US, use a cup. I just use a handful. Put some yellow split peas in. And I like pearl barley, so I'm going to put some pearl barley in. All very good for these winter soups. Sure. And I'm going to put a little bit of ginger in, because I like ginger. It's very good for it. Only a little bit. Could put some, yeah, let's put a little bit of turmeric in. That's good for it. This is about a quarter of a teaspoon. Right, now I've mixed it. I'm now going to let it settle or let it simmer 25 to 30 minutes, but keep an eye on it. Okay, I've had it on a low simmer. I brought it to a boil, then I had it a low simmer for about 20-30 minutes. You just make sure it's all soft and keep tasting it as you go. I've tasted it, I like it, I don't need to add anything. It's just got enough curry and enough chili and enough pepper on the back of your tongue when you taste it. So I put the spoon back because it's all for me, so it doesn't really matter. I don't really need to add anything. might add a little bit of pepper and a bit of salt. That's all. Try to go easy with the salt, it's not good for you. Okay, that's nice. Okay, also, if you don't want it so chunky, rather than pureeing it with a whisk, use a potato masher and just do that, just for a little bit to make it less chunky. But it's a ladle, and I'm just going to ladle some out. The chef to taste. So there we are, a nice winter vegetable, lentil, kidney bean soup. Delicious.